Welcome to this week's market review. Let us see, because markets had done a lot in this week. Uh, as you can see, I have Nifty daily chart on my screen. I will just maximize it, and we saw a very sharp fall on last Thursday, almost 500 points. That is also after, and overall I think we had a gap down from 16,150 odd levels. We spent a few days in a narrow range, but then eventually gave up. And on the Friday also we had uh, a swing low made of 15,170 odd levels, 180 odd levels, and we closed the day Friday as a doji. So as you know, now this selling came on the back of uh, news by Federal Reserve hiking interest rates by 75 basis points, and there was a sell-off across the globe. So we were expecting that there will be some kind of move. Now, in which direction it was difficult to tell, but earlier we were holding 15,700, which got broke, and we saw a sharp sell-off almost toward the 15,150 levels. Now what? So let us check a weekly chart first, and let us mark some of the levels we are watching. So first we'll look at the price action. So as you can see, let me hide the moving averages for now, and as you can see, this is the zone, right? And I have marked few lines here. We are almost, Nifty is almost tending no, near the top end of this zone, and then there is a bottom level, and bottom level is also closer to 15,000 odd levels. So my understanding is in the short term Nifty might uh, find support in this zone, or try to take support in this zone. This is also based on the doji candle formed in the daily charts. So it is possible that Nifty will take support in this zone. So 15,300 to maybe I would say 14,900 is the level to watch. I will put the levels here: 15,300 to 14,900. So this is the level to watch, and probably it is likely that Nifty might try to take a support here. The reason being, markets are already selling off for quite some time from 18,150 levels. We are in a straight fall. We saw a temporary pullback but didn't sustain, and now seen a sell off. Now this sell off is heavy, like, so that means the momentum on the downside is sharp. So we are likely, we may see a follow up as well, but it is also possible that Nifty will try to take support here. So that is why it is, while it took, you should keep in mind that we are likely to hit some kind of support nearby 15,000, but at the same time the momentum is still on the downside. So don't trade in anticipation, right? Just don't trade in anticipation that markets are likely to stop here and then bouncing. That is why I'm going long. Let market give that confirmation, then only we will look for long. Coming back to the daily time frame again, this is how no I have marked. So I will like to show you that there some kind of divergence may also be forming. If you see this RSI, so RSI so far has not touched the low of the previous low, but at the same time Nifty, the prices have already made some kind of low formation. So I think this is one of the more other reason to believe that markets are likely to try to find a bottom somewhere here. Now, if the momentum continues, okay, so if the momentum continues, I think we might see a sell-off, especially if this zone seems breaking 14,900 levels. then we might again go all the way towards 14,400, 300 kind of zone, because then I think if it is broken, then market as well no see further sell off, and then some of the support will come only near 14,300, 400 zone, where important Fibonacci retracement level is also placed. And so these are the things to watch for very short term. What we'll do is we'll take this doji candle as a run. It is a nice large dragonfly doji. So I think that the borders of the doji are very important on the lower level. If the lower level is broken, like 15,800 seems breaking, the short term we might see further no, some selling pressure also taking us towards 15,050 or 15,000 odd levels. And if prices start moving upwards, and if it is able to break the higher level, that is 15,400, you might see some further rally on the upside towards 15,600, 700 to even 15,900 levels. Now this is a short-term outlook, and then I think we'll work with this outlook for now, because markets are still kind of quite fluid. There are varying opinions, so we just want to treat the market cautiously, and at the same time focus on what is happening now rather than what can happen in the future. Mm. Overall, last week we had discussed about the Elliott no, perspective. I'm not again repeating the same, but there are two possibilities broadly. One is the market has made a top near this 15,000 sorry 18,604 odd levels, and then now what we are seeing is a correction. And the second view is that market has not made a top here. It is that means it is the wave 3. Now we are going through wave 4, so that means one more high is left. In any case, the markets are no at present it looks like, even if we assume that market has made a top here based on this pattern, it looks like that market is likely to form some bottom here, and we might see a short term rally. If it is the case that markets is yet to make another high, then we might see a larger rally. Now that only we can say when market actually gives us clue of its willingness to move higher. So the first criteria would be no moving past this recent high of 15,900, 16,000 level, retesting this 16, filling this gap and moving higher. More confirmation will only come ideally above 17,000 odd levels, or if I can mark 16,800 levels. If markets are able to move above 16,800 levels, then only people will turn bullish again and will push the markets further higher towards the all-time high and higher. So that is some right now that may not be an immediate possibility. That is why we are right now focusing on the short-term outlook, and this is that to keep in mind the borders of this doji, as well as no the lower levels towards 15,000, 14,900 kind of zone, and on the higher side first is 15,400 followed by 15,700 to 800 kind of zone. So that is be our kind of that is how we are going to navigate the market in the next week. Now as you can see, many of the short people, those who may have shorted somewhere here, or especially after breakdown of this channel here and in this entire move, they might be sitting on a good profit. So they will also prefer to book some profit, which will help market move up because of some short covering. And if markets is able to find some bottom here, we might see some fresh buying, fresh longs also, which everything will help market push on the higher side. If market seems breaking first 15,080 180 zone, then we are expecting 15,000 target to be met. And if it seems breaking below that, especially 14,900 kind of level, then we may see further sell off. So right now it is not 100% confirmed as far as the direction of the market is concerned. We are just expecting that based on this doji patterns, some of the other data points, etc. that market may be trying to find a bottom here. Okay, so that is the view on Nifty. Let us check in Bank Nifty. More or less Bank Nifty is also same view. First and foremost thing is Bank Nifty is trading near its support zone of 32,000, let's say 32,100 odd levels, and it has found support there multiple time from here, and now again trading near that zone. So that is also possible that Bank Nifty in the short term might take support near this zone, and we may see some pullback, probably toward 33,800 and then 34,200 or 300 kind of level. If this gap is to be filled, if this support seems breaking, that means 32,100 and 32,000 seems breaking, then Bank Nifty will witness a sell off again, which may lead to 31,000 kind of level, and even below 30,500 kind of levels are also possible. So if Bank Nifty Nifty will not be able to move if Bank Nifty doesn't support. Okay, so Bank Nifty needs to kind of take support somewhere here and see some kind of rally as well for Nifty to also move up. So we will be watching both in no kind of in tandem with each other, and once we discuss sectoral indices, I will tell you that why Bank Nifty's movement is important. So here is the support zone we are talking about, right from here, no, and then here. So we are expecting that this support zone may be hold. Overall, on the weekly time frame, Bank Nifty is most moving in this channel kind of formation. So of course lower level are coming at 30,000. So, and last week also we had discussed that this levels may come in the coming days, but right now it may not come in one go. So right now we are expecting some support here and some kind of a bounce back. Okay, on the short term charts also it is the same. Maybe some shorts are going to get covered because people who were positionally shorts from higher levels will prefer no, taking some profit, and near the support level we may also see some long built up. That is the kind of conclusion right now, that this may happen in the market. But keep in mind the lower levels also, the possibility of prices breaking on the lower side is also equal. So we will just trade cautiously. Okay, now looking at the sectoral no, indices, I would like to point out few of the stocks. So why Bank Nifty taking a support here is important, and which might work also, is because many of the stocks, no, HDFC Bank trading near support and trying to kind of uh, maintain these levels, and if that happens, we may see some pull rally there. SBI also trading near its support zone here. Okay, so if this is held 430 to 440 kind of zone is held, some pullback is possible there also. If breaks on the downside, then of course we will see lower levels. Same is the case with HDFC. Okay, again trading near the recent swing lows and support, trying to find a support here. If this works, it's not yet confirmed, but if all this support works, then Bank Nifty is likely to take support here and then eventually see some rally. Same with the Kotak Bank. All right, I think and the stocks like Bajaj Finance are also, in my view, completing some kind of a 5-wave formation as per Elliott wave. So there also we can expect that some kind of a retracement. So right now we are expecting a retracement only. ICICI Bank, again ICICI Bank has also this support zone broadly in this line. This support zone is there. Okay, if you see, and we have seen some really good traction there, okay, on Friday. So if this support sustains and ICICI is also able to move on the higher side, then it will first try to fill this gap and move higher. Okay, so overall, from this point of view, Bank Nifty is trading near support and major banking stocks. If they maintain, if that support is held and some buying emerges, then we might see a rally on the upside. Another, before we discuss the IT, I think I will rather go to metal stocks. So the one of the no observation in metal stocks is that, of course, they all have seen huge sell-off in Dalco from 640 to 3 340 330 kind of level. Okay, and from an Elliott point of view, most of the metal stocks are completing a 5-wave pattern in the Elliott. So we are expecting that some kind of bottom is being formed here, or it will be formed here. Okay, and then we see a pullback. Okay, uh, uh, and those pullbacks will be as per the Fibonacci retracement we have discussed earlier. So all stocks, this was Hindalco, then we check Tata Steel. Tata Steel also 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, and overall also, if you see Tata Steel, it has completed some kind of A B C formation. Five in There were 5 waves in the A, then we saw a 3-wave B, and then now 1 2 3 4 5 C wave. So it is also likely to find some bottom nearby, uh, uh, expecting that it will find a bottom nearby. Same is the case with Jindal Steel. Jindal Steel was holding up for quite some time, but then it fell sharply. And if you see, most of the from 380 580, I think, right, 570 580 kind of zone, we have, it has made a low of 320. So heavy sell off. Even if you watch RSI or other indicators of all those stocks, they are in an oversold, trading in oversold zone and trying to find a bottom in some kind of rally. So if this happens, then metals should support, okay, Nifty as well. Same is the case with sale. Okay, 65 odd levels, I think it was falling from 130 or what, okay, 150 odd levels, right, from 65. So almost 50%, more than 50% has been already uh, taken out. uh, all right, so from this point of view, I think metal stocks might see some bottoming and rally, which should also support rally. So two major sectors which can pull the Nifty on the higher side, if that happens, are going to be metals and banking. And rest of the stocks like Reliance, still I think, so Reliance, if you see, last week we were discussing somewhere here, and we were expecting that now if Reliance wants to make an all-time high, it will try to build some shorts here. Uh, and in that case, it may not fall much. So we had drawn a support zone of 2670, and the Fibonacci retracement were coming as near 2850. So we were expecting that this support may be held. If not, then Reliance may see a deeper pullback, and actually that deeper pullback come. So Reliance has almost corrected 61% of this last rise. Now there are two possibilities, and one is that Reliance is like one more low below this 2370 is left for Reliance, based on Elliott consideration of A, B, C, A, B, A, B, and C. So C should end somewhere near here. In that case, Reliance has quite a bit of a down move left. That won't come in one go. Uh, and if not, then uh, we may see some pullback. So right now what I am expecting is that Reliance might try to find some support here and rally. It may not go towards the all-time highs, but rally towards, again towards this 26 60 70, or even towards this gap of 27 kind of uh, zone. It is possible. because if markets are going to go up, and if Reliance keeps falling sharply, then the rally will be truncated for the markets as well, which we know that because Reliance is a heavyweight. And other thing Reliance can do is it can just go in a sideways kind of a market movement, while other stocks, banking, then metals, it may be then all the sectors are heavily oversold, so possibly even IT also can support Nifty on the upper side. Okay, some of the IT stocks are also likely making some kind of a formation which looks like they are completing a 5-wave structure also. So Infosys is one of them. Then we have TCS also one of them, and all have made some kind doji or a pin bar kind of formation at yesterday's low. That is on Friday's low with heavy volumes. If you see the TCS volume plus pin bar, I think the volume is higher for uh, this. Excuse me. Volume is higher for Infosys as well on Friday, and we have made some small pin bar kind of formation. TechM also the same thing. Okay, it is near its channel, has fallen quite from 1800 to almost 900, so 50% has already gone. Wipro is also there. Wipro has actually broken 464.50 kind of level. I was not expecting that, but it has happened. In any case, this stock is also oversold, but whether it will find a bottom nearby, because Wipro generally trades really weak in the IT sector. So one, two, three. So I think bottom may be little far for Wipro, not very far, but maybe 380 kind of levels may come. And the last one is HCL Tech, where also we are expecting that some kind of support will emerge near this zone. Okay, so from that point of view, if these stocks also take support and see some relief rally along with banking and metal also, then Nifty is going to see some move on the upside. If this stock continue to trade here or may fall a little bit further and all that, so bottom formation is important right now. That is why I told you that the probability of Nifty going up and Nifty going low is equal. So we are not very clear about the direction. We have to see that which sectors are supporting the market. What we are expecting is happens, then we can see some bottoming for near 15,000 or 14,900 levels at the max and rally, or we can just protect the Friday's low and rally from here as well. So we need one more bullish candle, maybe kind of a bullish engulfing after formation of this doji, which will give confirmation in Nifty. Pharma also we had discussed last week. Pharma is also unfortunately trading weak, and right now there are no clear signs of pharma near bottom, because some of them have just started falling. One of the stocks we discussed was Sun Pharma. So Sun Pharma, no, we were discussing that first this channel is already broken, so we are seeing downside, and then if it starts trading below 800, it has already broken 800. It keeps trading below, then we are likely to see 700 kind of level, 700, 720 kind of level. So that might come. So my view for now in Sun Pharma will be to trade on the bearish side, on rallies or on breakdowns. We had also discussed Cipla also, and it was also looking weak, and it has also again broken down, and if you see again 900 kind of levels are coming, so maybe some more downside is left. The immediate support will come near 890 kind of zone, and if that is taken out, we can go toward 850 kind of zone. Many of the other stocks like Dr. Reddy also, even Oro Pharma and Laurus Labs, and all are trading very weak. One of I think we can see Titan also. Titan is seeing huge sell-off. Uh, of course, it was highly overbought here, and we were seeing selling. And now the news has broken that Rakesh Junjunwala has sold some of his stakes in Titan. So I think this sharp selling may be the effect of that. I'm not sure. I would no, for medium term perspective, I would expect. tighten to make a bottom somewhere near this 1750 kind of zone only immediately, because it is an oversold, so we might see some pullback, but it seems like some more selling will come eventually. So right now I'm avoiding tighten, and because shorts are also risky after such kind of fall, and immediately there are no chances of longs also. This sell off has come on heavy volumes, so further some further sell off will at least come, and it will take some time for the stock to form a bottom. Now okay, now one of the other reason, okay, so this is on the technical side. I would no, so let us look at some of the, no, I would say, fundamental aspects. So if we want to see that our markets near the bottom, we have to consider the factors for and against it, right? So factors, there are many factors playing against the market right now, and that is why we are seeing heavy sell-off, especially macroeconomic concerns, both local and global. So one of the major reason, is that high and rising inflation, not only in India but in most of the Asia and US, and that is because of the higher commodity prices across the board, right from crude oil to food grain to to other commodities like even metals also still trading at higher levels, and okay, one of the reason you already know is the Russia-Ukraine war, and which is leading to higher commodity prices. So there is no respite on that side also right now. I was expecting, and last week we had discussed that we need to see some respite on the Russia-Ukraine front. Then only it will be sentimentally positive, and some of the commodity prices may is like crude oil and then food grains, etc., and it may give some sentimental boost to the markets. One of the other factors to be concerned is COVID cases are slowly rising again, not only in India but also in other parts of the world. China is again seeing an uptick in COVID cases, and it has again started shutting down. So that was also one of the reason for the world to worry about. And for Indian markets, FIs are still selling heavily. On Friday, also they sold more than 7,000 crores of worth of shares, and DIA are generally trying to match. They bought some 6,000 crores of shares, but this selling needs to slow down and no kind of abated. Basically, if they keep selling heavily, then it becomes very difficult for the market to rise. Okay, markets are still holding up quite strongly, I would say, Indian markets. That is because we are seeing some really good buying from DIIs and retailers. But we need to see this selling needs to kind of at least slow down or stop. They might not start buying again. I think most of them are not really convinced from the fundamental point of view. Neither do I. But for a relief rally, because markets are so oversold in the short term, we have to have some of these factors easing. So the effect of this, this negative factors is rising interest rates and tightening liquidity, which actually led to the kind of rally we have seen in the last year in the markets. So now those factors are actually playing against the markets, and there is an increased risk of recession, of course, if this things don't solve immediately, and if interest rate keeps rising, then eventually businesses will suffer. We are already seeing some real estate tech sector taking a hit, and some of the other sectors which are interest rate sensitive are also going to uh, kind of feel the heat. So what are the factors to be considered uh, for a relief rally? I mean, what we want. One is oil prices likely to cool off from here, and which you might have noticed that which has happened, which is likely happening. And on Friday we said the oil prices were trading near 120, 125, to it has fallen to 113, 14 kind of level, and I am expecting further down fall of 3 to 5%. So oil prices might trade in the 100, might come toward the 100 levels mark and spend some time here in a sideways movement. This will be a little bit some sentimental positive for the markets, because oil price is trading above 120 is very negative, and it's definitely very negative for India for sure. So we want oil prices to cool off. That is one thing. Second thing is major Fed event is behind us. So as you know that last week was all tensed up because the Federal Reserve were to announce its policy decision. It announced, came almost in line. Okay, 75 basis point hikes. So now one of the major hike of the year is behind us, and the Fed has signaled that subsequent hikes may not be this large. That means they will hike one more time 50 basis point or two more times, but at least this overhang has gone from the market. Technically is definitely oversold or coming into a highly oversold territory. And the fourth point is some valuations in many of the stocks are coming to an attractive level for those who want to invest for long terms and who want to gradually accumulate in the markets. So these are the factors I think which may help market actually find a bottom here. So immediate relief would be if oil prices cools off further, and that will be I think one of the major trigger point. And along with that, if we see some kind of positive news on the Russia Ukraine front, we want to see this as this triggers for market to give some kind of a relief rally. If that doesn't come, if things are, then you have to be on your toes, because things can easily turn on the downside also, because the sentiment right now is really negative, you know it, right? So what we do in such a situation? So first and foremost, if you are short, you have to protect your shorts with a proper stop loss or hedging. Okay, and if you want to add short, let's say market starts falling again, then short below Friday's low around 15180, and with proper stop losses. Second thing, but right now I would advise there should not be no overnight fresh shorts. That means you will short if you are short only and you want to add, that is okay. But if you are not, then there is should be no overnight shorts. Okay, only intraday. If you are good enough, you good to trade intraday, then you can trade intraday, but don't carry overnight short position. Also, at the same time, look for bottoming signals. I mean, we are right now things are 50-50, so there is no clarity, so no immediate longs. Only longs only if short term moving averages are taken out and market is able to sustain above that, or support, some of the resistance are like broken and all that. And so we once we have clear signal, then only we can look for longs, especially positional longs. Intraday it may be okay. And don't never do this, don't attempt longs in anticipation. Same applies to shorts also. In don't trade in anticipation of that the market has fallen too much, that is why it should rise now. Okay, market, we cannot tell market what it should do. It is the market to decide what it can do. So that's it for today. Standard disclaimer that this session is just for learning purpose. This is not an investment advice to buy, sell or trade. And if you are trading, manage your risk very well. All right. So with that, I am concluding today's session. Bye. Take care. See you tomorrow.